What's up, everybody? It's Coach Tim, Springer of Spartan Basketball, back with another car series. I've got my assistant with me. He's happy to be on the camera today. And want to talk a really important message, and it comes from what I hear a lot of parents asking me about. Hey, is my player good enough? Is my player good enough to play at this level? Is my player good enough to play at college, to get a scholarship, to be in the pros? Is my player good enough for this and that? And you know, there's no foolproof way of saying, because there's so much room for growth, there's so much room for everything. And but there are some things you can tell, and I think the number one thing to understand is that it doesn't matter where your player is now. Now, if your player is like a sophomore or junior in high school with no experience and you're asking, are they good enough for college, then I think we know what the answer is there. But as long as they're young enough, there's enough time to grow and develop, I think that anybody can get where they want to be. It's a matter of what they're willing to do with it and put into it. And a great example was me. I was not college basketball material the summer before I tried out for my team and walked on, but I got myself to that point in that summer. And if you knew the amount of work I put in and commitment and dedication, you completely understand. Now, I think here's some things you can look at, okay? One, you got to look at the equation. Are they getting skill development and game experience, and how much to one to the other? Because too much game experience and little skill development can actually hurt your cause, okay? And, just different things like that. You got to look at, the higher the level, you do need to look at height and athleticism. It's not a restricting thing. I mean, you look at people like Nate Robinson, Steve Nash in the NBA, but it is a consideration. I mean, I know college coaches only recruit certain heights for certain positions, and unless they're just a ridiculously phenomenal player. So there's just all those normal factors that you got to look at, but they're not limiting. And how much time, how much work are they putting in? How much are they really trying to get better is really a good determining factor. Now, here are the things that I know I found that I did over my summer of getting ready to prepare to walk on to my college team, and that I've seen with the players of the WNBA, players like Becky Hammond, the Silver Stars, college players and things like that. There's two things that I would say really separate those players, and you can look at them and you can know that, hey, they're going to be great. They're going to make it that next level, okay? And number one is that they kind of make a decision to be great instead of good. And I don't know whether they do it every morning, but in the way they do things, they decide, hey, I'm going to be great. I'm not just going to be good. And let's look at college. College players are greater than high school players. A good high school player probably won't make it to college. And same thing, when I looked at, and I saw the experience of all the rookies coming into the WNBA. They were great at college, but if they were going to succeed and thrive in the WNBA, they had to learn to be great at that part, And that's really critical, and I think you got to make a decision every day to do that. And I think, personally, us as people, we should make that decision every day, regardless of player or not. You got to make that decision to be great instead of just being good. Anyone can be good. You got to be great, and I think that tells you, basketball or not, who's going to reach that next level and whatever that is that their expertise is. The second thing is this, is they strive for excellence. Now, first, let's define excellence, okay? Some people say achievement, Here's the true definition of excellence. Doing a common thing with uncommon discipline and uncommon persistence. I'm going to repeat that. Doing a common thing with uncommon discipline and uncommon persistence. That's it. That's it. Write that down, put that somewhere where you can see it. Those who do that are always great. Michael Jordan did that. Kobe does that. Becky Hammond does that. The great ones, the ones that choose to be great, do that. They take a common thing, practice, shooting a jump shot, whatever it is, with an uncommon discipline. They make sure they do it right every time. They pay attention to their form. They're completely focused. They're completely there. And they do it with persistence. They know that it takes time over and over and over and over again. And I didn't know that definition going into the summer that I worked out, getting ready for my college season. But now that I look back at it, somehow I knew that subconsciously that's what I had to do. And I honestly believe that's the only reason I made it. Is I outworked everyone else in the summer. And that's very critical, knowing that most players are going into their off season right now. They need to think about those two things. One, do they want to be good or do they want to be great? Because you know what? For a lot of players, next year is that make or break year, whether they do play at that next level, and they've got to be ready. So they got to make the decision good or great, and they've got to be willing to strive for excellence every time, all the time. Great players do not, I repeat, do not take days off where they're not trying to be great. They don't spend time only doing things that are going to make them good. They take the time to make sure they are great with that uncommon discipline and uncommon persistence every single time. Kind of a longer message today, kind of a deeper message, but very profound. I'd run this back and listen to it. I know I'm going to listen to it myself a couple of times, because this one's been stirring and kind of formulating in my head, and I've been waiting to get this out to you, but I know I had to get it all formulated in my head first, and I'm glad I did, because it's a great message. Take this one and run with it. Take this one, run with it, and take action to this right away. Don't wait and stop and think about it. Think about it for about 5 minutes, and that's to make the decision, decide you're going to be great, and strive for excellence, and go. I would love to hear comments and any kind of feedback anyone's got. You can leave them below. You can leave them on Facebook, wherever you want to leave them, on how you're deciding to be great and how you're deciding to strive for excellence. I would love to hear from everybody. All right, that's it for today. Tim, anything you want to add? You want to tell the camera? Bye, camera. All right, good job, Tim. All right, take care. God bless.